Hi and welcome to Himiza Africa. Here we tell stories of Africans doing amazing things around the world. My name is Masi Kambura and welcome to my channel. The ability to read and write is largely considered a measure of intelligence. But is it? Have you heard about dyslexia? Today I want us to talk about dyslexia, and to help us navigate that topic is Winnie Fundi. Welcome to Himiza Africa, Winnie.
Asante sana. Thank you, Masi.
Karibu sana. Tell me a little about yourself. Tukujue.
Thank you for having me here. I'm super excited to be here. No, seriously, I'm happy to be here. So Winnie is a mother of two, a wife, and most importantly, in relation of what we're talking about today, I am an advocate of dyslexia or to dyslexia. Yeah.
What is dyslexia?
Dyslexia, in a nutshell, is a learning difficulty or difference that affects reading, writing, and spelling. This is where learners have maybe a problem putting letters and sounds together.
Okay.
So that definitely makes it harder to read for them.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean it affects intelligence, and it's not a vision problem.
Okay.
And it's not a disease to be cured. I just needed to clarify that. Yeah.
A little over 2 years ago, just before your daughter turned 7, you discovered that she was dyslexic. Can you tell me how you made that discovery and how that made you feel?
So just before COVID, our daughter was in kindergarten.
Okay.
And I remember her kindergarten teacher telling us, hey, Mama Zuri, your child is not getting her alphabet correctly. And she told me I need to get a tutor for her at home. And I'm like, what? A 5-year-old? You've got to be kidding me. So I blamed the teacher and I told her, you're not maybe putting enough effort, you're not trying your best with my daughter, and it's ridiculous for me to get a tutor for a 5-year-old. So I dismissed it. So in her second year of kindergarten, the teacher said the same thing. And at first I was like, no. And I thought to myself, wow, are we talking about the same child? Because when my daughter is at home, she's this vibrant, she speaks well, she gets everything. She follows instructions well. So I didn't think much about it. I consulted with another teacher, who told me, hey, if you're not happy with the school, then move your child. To which I did.
Wow.
And yeah, the teacher was a bit harsh. But to which I did, we moved our girl from that school to another school, bigger class, different kind of environment. And I think for us, that was where the real drama started.
What happened? What was the drama there?
So when our daughter got to that school, the first week was horrible, dropping your child in school and she's holding on to your skirt or your clothes for dear life. And I just thought, hey, maybe it's just because we've changed to a new school. Let's give it some time.
Okay.
Then we gave it some time and she formed coping mechanisms where she would suck her thumb through the whole class.
How old was she at this time?
At that time, she's 6 years.
Did she used to suck her thumb before?
Yes, she did.
Okay,
yeah.
So she's trying to comfort herself.
Yeah, she's trying to comfort herself. But what she was not doing before that she started doing was wetting her bed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we saw this girl is kind of stressed, but at that point we didn't know what exactly it was about. And then COVID happened and we had to stay home with our children. And being at home with her, I remember one morning sitting down and we're reading 3-letter words like cat. And she's reading it as stuck. Like, what's going on here? And then, so today we read a word, she reads it well, and tomorrow she can't read the same word.
Okay.
Or even not just tomorrow, even like a few minutes later, she finds the same word down the paragraph and she's not able to read it. And reading was so complex and hard for her. So we're like, okay, there's something different about her. Maybe she's just being lazy. I remember a few times shouting at her, why can't you get this thing right? And you know, I was so horrible.
I'm sorry.
I know. So anyway, long story short, a few months into being at home, she wrote her name in reverse. You know how you write from left to right? and how your name starts here,
Yeah.
M for Mercy, has started from right to left.
Wow.
Like she just wrote both her names in reverse. And that startled me. In fact, she was unable to finish the name because I was like, ah! I think I shocked her with my reaction. And I was like, you know what? Mommy instinct kicked in. And I went to Dr. Google and looked for reversals, name reversals. And that's where I found this big word that says dyslexia. I was like, what? So I read some of the symptoms and things about dyslexia. And then I was like, oh man, this is what we are struggling with.
Wow.
So yeah, that began our journey.
How did that the initial discovery that my daughter could be dyslexic, how did that make you feel?
I was scared, and I was just like, no, it's just once. So I was trying to justify that she doesn't have dyslexia, but then at the same time I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to think about this? So it was very confusing and very, I was leaning more on the denial, like, no way, my kid is sour, like there's no issue here. So I was this mixed feelings and thoughts about what this was going to be like here.
Wow. You then decided to have your daughter assessed for this. How did that go?
Oh my gosh, Mercy. Hey, let me tell you, it is an uphill task to get assessment. So we're in Mombasa, it's COVID, most of the places have still not opened up. And now I realize that we need to get our daughter assessed. We can't depend on Dr. Google. Just to, at some point I wanted to get assessment done to tell me, there's nothing wrong with your kid, she'll catch up, and you know, but then, so we start looking and we get speech therapists, but we don't have issues with speech. So speech therapists were not applicable to us. So I asked around, tell me guys, do we have someone who does assessment in Mombasa? And my circles, I think because nobody in my circles has had to have assessment done before, nobody knew where to get assessments. So finally I was given a number for someone in Nairobi and Nanyuki. So the Nanyuki one was, the prices were really high for us because at that point it was not practical for us because I was not even working. I'm a business person and I do events for a living, and of course COVID time, there's no events happening. So when someone quotes 70,000 for a common manainchi, that for some people that's not an issue. So it was just a bit difficult. So the consultation fee, and then there's the tests and nini. So I just thought to myself, okay, maybe I'll give myself time to get this money so that I can go and see the person. But then I thought to myself, no, I need help.
You do.
School is about to begin in a few months, and I'm not going back to uncertainty with my child. And so after asking around, someone said, hey, there's this lady, she's a teacher in a special needs school, she'll come and assess your child. So I was like, yay, finally some headway. And she came and she sat down, we sat down with her, and she sat down with my daughter, the first class, and then she went, she said, let me meet with her again. So she came back the second time.
Was that the same day or a different day?
Nah, different day. She came back. She sang with my daughter and she sat down with her, and everything went well. And then after that she called me, Mama Zuri, come sit here. And she told me, you are a bad mother.
Oh no.
I said, what? That took me off because I was expecting her to say something in regards to,
encouraging.
She told me I'm a bad mother. And I'm a bad mother because I'm trying to, I'm setting goals for my child who to her had no problem. Trying to get her to be a certain kind of student of which she's not, or she'll take her time to get there. So I'm putting pressure on my child and stressing my child. So she said, have you ever been to a special needs school? Have you ever been there? Those are real problems. Your daughter has no issue. You are the one with the problem. So Mama Zuri, get yourself together, don't stress your daughter. She told me. I was like, wow.
So you're just seated there taking all this?
I was in shock. I didn't expect it.
Wow.
I really did not expect it. Then later, you know, after she left, I paid her. And of course, in my mind, I was like,
you paid her?
Yes, she came to do her work.
You're so safe.
She came to do her work, and she did her work, and her conclusion was that I'm a bad mother. So,
I'm so sorry.
So later, I was like, oh, I should have answered her like this. Now the answers were coming, but then I took a step back, and I thought to myself, oh, maybe she's right, or maybe I'm insisting that my child has a problem.
Okay.
So it really broke my heart, by the way. I went to a corner and cried my eyes off, because what mother wants her child to have a problem? She was really unfair. She was really, it was not called for. Yeah, so it was back to square one.
Wow.
We don't have an assessment. The assessment was on me now, that I'm a bad mother, and we need help.
So did she go back to school after that?
So still COVID.
Oh, it's still COVID
It's
time.
still COVID
okay, so
time.
we are still learning from home.
We are still at home.
Okay, how is that going now? Because you're now the teacher and you can tell this child has a problem.
Yeah.
So what happened?
So her father is a very patient man. He took over the studies at home, and he would patiently, Duncan is a very patient man and very loving. He would patiently take her through her classes, her lessons, and he also realized, he was on board with me, that she's doing things differently, and we kind of need to find out exactly what is the problem and how to solve it, because we can't go back to the school we were before, because it was very traumatizing for both her and us.
And you guys.
Yeah. So now what do we do? Yeah, so assessment. We have to look for someone to do assessment. So finally, I Googled dyslexia in Kenya. And this organization called Dyslexia Kenya organization, it came to my searches, came on my searches. And then I reached out to Nancy, and Nancy said, oh yeah, we do assessment. How old is your daughter? I told her 6. She's just about to turn 7. It's like, she's young, but just bring her. I mean, it's never too early for assessment, because some of the people I talked to said 6 is too early to get any diagnosis for anything. It's too early. So we decided to take a trip to Nairobi.
There was no one to assess her in Mombasa?
I did not find anybody.
Wow.
That's so surprising, by the way. But as I said earlier, I think it's because in my circles, nobody had ever needed to do assessment, and maybe the people I was calling had no idea. Okay. Yeah, and then the people who had ideas brought me this lady who came and assessed me.
That is very tragic.
Yeah.
So now you've taken a trip to Nairobi.
So we first, before we got to Nancy, we passed by my dad's place. Okay. And my parents were like, no, there's nothing wrong with our grandchild. You know, the thing with dyslexia, when you speak to someone with dyslexia, they are, as I said, it does not affect intelligence. So there's no discrepancies to the or relationship between not being able to read and write and this person who seems intelligent, who seems to speak well, who seems to follow instructions well. So my father said, there's nothing wrong with my grandchild. Why do you want my grandchild to have a problem? He called one of my aunties and said, talk to my daughter. Then my auntie said, oh yeah, I have a grandson who had such a problem, but he's now okay. Just, is this something that she'll outgrow?
Did that confuse you?
Very much.
What did you do?
Very much. I actually asked God to help me, because now I started doubting myself. Like, am I? And of course, that lady's words were behind somewhere in my subconscious. But seriously, my instinct still told me, So my father said, I don't think there's any problem with my granddaughter, but hey, since you're here, you might as well go for the assessment. So we got to Kitengela, and Nancy sat with us for some hours doing assessment. And after the assessment, we came back to Mombasa, And a week or so later, Nancy sent me the results.
Okay.
I remember it vividly. It was an evening, and I opened my email because she sent it via email. And I opened my email, and I saw the word phonological dyslexia, and I was heartbroken. I didn't even read the rest of the details of what's this phonological dyslexia is about. But the fact that it has been found that my child indeed has dyslexia, and not just dyslexia, but phonological dyslexia, broke my heart. And I told myself, as if it doesn't help that we're in a third world country, our education system in Kenya is, I'm sorry, not at the best place. And we are not wealthy. Again, I don't know why I need to bring that up, but I just need to tell you that most wananchis will not afford International School of Kenya. So, and those are the places where probably these issues would be addressed.
Yeah.
So I mourned for my child. I sat down and mourned for my child. I really did. I mourned for her. Yeah.
You were just there bawling your eyes out. Oh, my
Let
baby.
me tell you, I was grieving.
Oh dear.
Yes.
Did she see you?
No.
Did you tell her? At what point did you tell her that this is what you are going through, or this is what you are? And how did she take it?
So I must say that my husband took it better than me,
Okay.
because when I shared the results with him, he's like, oh, okay. And then he's like, he refused to go into the pity party with me, which is awesome, because if we both went in there, we would not be helping anybody, especially Zuri. So he's like, no, we shall trust God about this, and we are going to figure it out. It is well. God will open up a way. And indeed, he did. So what happened is, now we started sharing with people in church. And one person said to us, a missionary girl called Anna, lady, and Anna said, oh yeah, my sister is a teacher and she knows somebody. And so the somebody was in China, was it Japan, who knows somebody else who's now back in the US. So she linked us up with a teacher called Emily, Miss Emily. Miss Emily is an educational therapist. And Miss Emily was God sent, because I sent her the what is it called, an assessment for Zuri, and nobody had actually explained it to what all those details were about. And on the side there are numbers, 2 point something. And Emily went, the first session we had with her via Zoom, she explained those things in details. And the encouragement she gave me was so amazing.
Wow.
Do you know that she truly was God sent? And she said she'll have some few classes with Zuri, and then now we'll get it from there. So now around that time is when we sat down with Zuri and said, hey Zuri, Mama, sweetheart, you are amazing. And we encouraged her. Of course, we started by telling her, which is indeed true, that she's fearfully and wonderfully made, and God has a purpose for each one of us. And God had allowed her to have dyslexia. And we sat down and she listened to us, and she listened and she said, I have dyslexia. I was like, yes, Mama. What is dyslexia again? And then we were like, dyslexic people have super brains, because you use your right side of the brain more than the left side, and you guys see things in a different way that we don't. So you're amazing. She said, okay. And she went on with life, you know? Yeah. Yeah.
What happened with school now? Did you explain it to her teachers? Did you change schools? What happened?
So when we went to Dyslexia Kenya organization, Nancy explained to us that we need to move her to a school where the classes have fewer students, and take her preferably to a private school, because they'll be more intentional with her. And of course, when you go there, show them the assessment, explain it to them.
Will they understand it?
So,
will they know what that is?
We found a school, very few students in her class, 6.
Wow.
I know, God said. And I remember sitting down with the manager and giving her, my daughter has dyslexia, and her looking at me blankly. like, what is dyslexia? And the teachers also had no clue what dyslexia was.
What did you do? Did you like have a session with them, explain it to them, and what was that reaction like?
Yeah, so I was disappointed that they didn't know. And the one teacher
and these are educators.
Yes, and the one teacher who said she knows said, oh yeah, we did that as a passing by, a course passing by in college. It's like passing by. 1 in 5 students has dyslexia, and this is a course you're passing by. So anyway, I was disappointed. But then I told the teachers, hey, you know what? I've gathered this information on dyslexia. The information that I had gathered from my elder sister Lillian, who would send me a lot of material to read. And I found that Nessie.com was the best explanation for dyslexia. And I went to the school and told them, hey, sit down, teachers. I am here. What I have learned, let me help you. Let's learn together. And so the school was amazing. They called all the teachers, showed up for that training, plus support staff. They are scary, the cleaner, the caretaker, all those guys sat through that meeting. And we sat down, we said, this is dyslexia, this is how the symptoms, signs and symptoms, this is how you help children with dyslexia. And some of the teachers were like, oh, I see a student in my class like that.
Wow.
There's someone like that, you know. Yeah. So it was amazing. It was a good meeting. Yeah.
That is good. At least you got to sit people down and explain this to them.
Yeah.
But now I'm imagining there are many other kids out there who probably the parents don't know or the teachers have no clue what to do. From your experience with your daughter, what do you think are the educational needs of a child who is dyslexic? What do they need? How do you teach such a child?
Okay. So maybe I can start by saying that when the teachers in the school were like, oh my goodness, I have this student in my class, and I asked them, why haven't you addressed this issue? And they said to me that parents are in denial. You tell a parent that your child could be having this and this problem, maybe try and get, but sometimes I feel like the solutions the parents are given are not also helpful, because they tell you, get a tuition teacher. And of course, maybe some of these teachers are the ones who want to be the tuition teachers. But assessment is the first place to begin. Once you get your assessment done, so you know whether you're struggling with dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, autism, whatever it is, it's always the first place to begin. So anyway, so assessment needs to be done. And one time Zuri asked me, Mom, why am I the only one in my whole school with dyslexia? I said, you're the only one who has had assessment done and found out what is your problem, or not problem, I should not call it a problem per se, what is your difference. Yeah. So yeah, so now your question was, what should educators do?
Yeah.
So when the late Magoha, when he and his team introduced CBC, we were so excited. I am one of those parents who was very excited. And there are others who are complaining, but I was very excited. So one of the things I noticed about CBC, if done right, it has a lot of multisensory kind of learning. So children with dyslexia, not just dyslexia, but the children in general, need to learn in a multisensory kind of way. So if you're teaching like sound, letter R, letter A, you're teaching the sound R. So you're teaching not just saying R, but you're drawing it, you're singing it, you're seeing it, you know, you're interacting with that R. Any child with dyslexia or not will, at the end of the day, if you do it that way, will learn that whatever it is you're trying to teach them. So that is key, multisensory kind of teaching. The other thing is structured literacy, where you're teaching the basics, the sounds of words, the letters, you know, all those things. Because one of the, as I said, the problems with dyslexia is when you see letter B, you're seeing B, but you're trying to say, what does B sound like? How does B sound like, you know? So if you're teaching in a structured way, literacy, it includes a lot that I don't think we can cover right now. But if it's taught, the basics, that will help a dyslexic child.
Okay.
Another thing is accommodations in classes.
Okay.
So if a non-dyslexic child takes 1 hour to finish an exam or some assignment or classwork, give a dyslexic child maybe 1.5 hours or 2. Give more allowances of time.
Okay.
The other thing is, if it's not English and you're learning and you have, for example, caterpillar, butterfly, now the child is told write the name of under the picture, and the child misspells butterfly, misspells caterpillar. In most cases they would misspell it. Don't give them wrong for it's not all wrong. They got it right. Isn't that a caterpillar? Yes. Isn't that a butterfly? Yes, but the spelling is crazy. Give them a mark for that.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are the accommodations we are fighting for, and there are many other accommodations.
Okay.
So that, yeah, that's what they need.
You started Dyslexia Mombasa.
Yes.
Out of your experience and all the things that you went through, what motivate? Of course, the motivation was your daughter. What does Dyslexia Mombasa do?
Oh, okay. So after the first time I went to my daughter's school and talked to the teachers, and I was saying, oh, I can do this. Then from there, someone said, oh yeah, our school also needs this kind of awareness. And so I started it as an awareness thing.
Okay.
Because I remember sitting down and saying, hey, I'm opening an Instagram page and it's going to be Dyslexia Mombasa. Full stop. I didn't overthink things. And the page started. So I'd post things on dyslexia.
Okay.
And then, so now I started getting called to schools, and that was amazing.
Okay.
So last year, we planned a teachers training, and we got some of the teachers in Nyali to come for the training, and the turnout was really awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's what Dyslexia Mombasa does. Mostly we are about awareness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we want to grow into something bigger.
Okay.
Yeah. But Dyslexia Organization Kenya have advanced more because they teach teachers in detail. So I would encourage any educator listening, reach out to them and get more details. But we are also growing. Yeah.
If you were to speak to a dyslexic child or a child who feels different, like Zuri did, like a mom, what would you tell them?
First of all, I just want to tell them how amazing they are. Like, they think differently from us. God has put something special, and I'm avoiding to use the word special, but they are handcrafted by God himself, and he said my child is going to be like this. So one of the things these children need to know, which is hard for them, is that they are amazing. They have what it takes to make it, and God sees their hard work, and God is right there with them, and people love them. So, and they should not be afraid to be different. That difference makes them stand out. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And what else can I say?
We can talk to a dyslexic mom, like a mom or a mom who feels like their child is different, and maybe they are at the place where you are, where they are afraid of confirming it, or they're just confused. Encourage them.
Mom, please, first thing, get assessed. Each town now has assessment places you can visit. Go to Kenya Institute of Special Education. They would direct you on where to go. And so once you have assessment done, then you find out what it is your child is struggling with, then from there, just know that you are the greatest encourager to that child, and you can do this. I know there'll be days when you are low and you ask questions like, why me, why my child? But just know God has equipped you to be able to go through this journey, and it's not a bad journey per se. There's a lot of good that comes from it. Yeah, and your child is handpicked for you, and we can do this. We can do this.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is very encouraging.
Yeah.
Where are you at now emotionally? Where your daughter's condition, I don't know if I should call it condition, where your daughter's dyslexia is concerned?
Um,
At first, you were mourning and you were so sad.
Yes.
Where are you at now?
So when I discovered that dyslexia is not such a bad thing at the end of the day, and I looked at I found in the internet the people who have dyslexia. I mean, the late Steve Jobs was dyslexic. Wow. You know, the guy, what's his name? The Virgin Airline guy, Richard Branson, and this Tom Cruise, and you know, all these amazing guys who are doing amazing things. And even closer home, we have a friend called Bruce O'Neill. He's the founder of Mana Worldwide. He's so dyslexic.
Really?
He is.
I know
and
him.
Look at what God is doing through his life.
Yeah.
So when I discovered what God can do through dyslexia and what these people have done because of the advantage of dyslexia, I was like, wow, she's going to be okay.
She will.
She's going to be okay. But then there are those moments like even as close as yesterday, as recent as yesterday, where my daughter comes home and says, you know, I was given my exam for Kiswahili and I didn't know what to write. And she said, I'm worried about my exam results. And the teacher was not so happy with what I was not able to do. And she's like, Mom, I find school very difficult. And you can see worry in her eyes. So when my daughter speaks like that, it breaks my heart all over again. And so we're still trying to find solutions for her and children like her, because I've reached this point where it's not just about Zuri. I noticed there are a lot of people who are in my place and we feel stuck, like, what do we do? Do we open a school? What do we do? Guys, what are we doing here? So God is going to actually show us what we need to do about it. So yes, there are days I'm like, woohoo, yeah, my daughter is going, but then now there are days like those when I'm just like, it's impossible. What are we supposed to do? Yes.
Finally, as we come to the end of the chat, if you are given a minute with the Ministry of Education in Kenya right now to say one thing you'd want them to change or to do to accommodate such kids like yours, what would you tell them?
First of all teachers should be trained on dyslexia. All, not just special needs teachers, all the teachers need to know what dyslexia is about. Second thing is, we need to have our accessibility to assessment centers. Like, we need more assessment to be done so that we can avoid some of these struggles that these children have. And then now we've done assessment and found she has dyslexia or he has autism and all this. So we need places where our children can learn in a way they best learn. So if it's CBC, let's implement it well. And they need to include accommodations. We need audiobooks in schools. We need those accommodations where during an exam, I saw this at Braeburn School, that during an exam the teacher can read to the students the question and the child will answer back and someone will write it down for them, or they're allowed to use a computer which has autocorrect. So all these accommodations, we need to implement them because these children are intelligent. It's just that they learn in a different kind of way, and we need to accommodate that. Yes, and they need to listen to all the people, organizations, autistic, and all those people who are campaigning and telling them make these changes. Please listen to us. Please listen to them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Winnie, for sharing your life with us. We appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much.
Asante, thank you for having me.
Oh, we are excited and happy.
Yeah.
So what does Albert Einstein, Tom Cruise, Whoopi Goldberg, and Zuri Fundi have in common? They all are dyslexic. So it is not a measure of intelligence, and they too can learn. They just need the proper environment to do that. Thank you.